if you were interviewing somebody and his resume shows he hasn't been at a location more than 2 years, to what degree are you really put off by that past indication that he's not going to stay with you, or do you think it's worth the gamble?
Having a past of job hopping is not necessarily an indication that someone would not want to stay here. Although, of course, you generally want to look at patterns. In general, this is what we do with our financial analysis. But a lot of times, people who have done a lot of job hopping maybe have not found the right fit. Maybe they're flaky. Maybe they're going to leave soon here. I hope they stay. But it's not necessarily an indicator that they're going to leave. It could indicate a breadth of experience, which is a valuable asset. The more things you can draw from, the better. Now, the contrast to that is someone like Sundar Pichai, who is the CEO of Google. He worked on Google Maps and other things at that specific company for a long time. At the age of maybe 40 or so, he became the CEO. So, with an interview, we do very thorough interviews. Some people describe them as grueling or rigorous. I don't describe them as that. We do talk very extensively about who the person is. We really get to know them. And those things are far more important than items that are on the resume. Elon Musk said that at his job interviews, and he interviews, to my knowledge, every single person at the company down to the janitor. Now, he says that if someone's lying, he can flesh it out because they can get into one level of the lie, but then he keeps on asking more and more questions, and they can't fabricate more lies underneath that. But if it's something that's honest, of course, you have a true, full story. Now, the interviewers who are trained here, myself included, really want to know what that person's about. And the resume only tells a piece of that. But to the question of job hopping, it could be a good thing. It could indicate flakiness. That's sussed out through my judgment or the judgment of whoever's interviewing that person within the interview. And we win based on good judgment.
What if you have an interview that you think the guy doesn't do really well on? He has all these qualifications, and you have all the evidence that he's going to do a great job, but he doesn't have enthusiasm. He doesn't visibly show it.
Nervousness is definitely a thing that happens within interviews that can end up stifling all of the life that's within a person. I know at certain career resource centers they teach people that a job interview is like a first date. People on both sides are just lying about everything in order to try to romanticize the other one, right? We don't operate that way. The interviewers here are trained in order to make themselves as relaxed and easy as possible in order to elicit the truth of what's going on within that person. That being said, people still get nervous. They're in a room for a long time and talking about a lot of things. But when you really get into a flow state of talking to somebody, the nervousness should go. So overall, that would generally be a bad sign. But that being said, too, there are many different roles within the company. There are people who are at the head, like me. There are people who are just based on doing analysis, who don't necessarily need to have a very personable manner about themselves. What's important that needs to be at the core of every Shah Bank employee is trustworthiness. And that's something that we can feel. So if someone's not necessarily enthusiastic because they're nervous or because they're not passionate, we'll figure that out. But if they seem to us to be untrustworthy, that's not good. We can't have an untrustworthy person at any level within the company. We deal with transferring money. We can't have someone who has an untrustworthiness about them.